Hi, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Groceryland. We are on week 3 of a $25 grocery budget challenge and pantry build. So I am spending $25 a week. I'm eating on that, and I'm also showing through the choices that I make how I can build a substantial pantry on a very minimal budget. This was a hard week for me. Last week and the week before, I pre-prepared a lot of my lunches and I pre-prepared all of my breakfasts. And I didn't do that this week, and that just shows me why I really like doing that. It was a bit of a fail. I missed some breakfasts. You'll see one day I forgot my lunch. It was a messy week. I did have some good suppers. They were very repetitive just because I made a large quantity, and it was great not to have to prepare something new every night. So I like repetition. Maybe some of you like to have something different every day, but repetition is less work for me, and I like everything that is less work. We also ate out one day this week. We are in the midst of some renovations, and we had some supplies that we needed to pick up in Halifax. So to us, we call that the city because there is literally only one city in Nova Scotia. And one of our stops was Costco, and we ate lunch there. It was very inexpensive, but also very filling. And we couldn't really bring a bunch of stuff with us because we didn't know exactly all of the places that we were going. We have a lot of food left over. Check out the video right to the end and you'll see a showing of everything that we have left. We're really starting to accumulate stuff, and I find this very thought-provoking. There's a lot of talk about the increase of groceries, prices of groceries, and they certainly are increasing. But this just is I feel like it's a very hopeful series. Not only does it show that you can eat well on a very minimal budget, you just have to take the time to plan and to look. I find that when you're looking for deals, you find deals. And when you are very quickly going in to get one or two items, you don't necessarily find the deals. So there are things to be found out there. You just have to spend the time to look for them and kind of plan your meals out around the things that are in the flyers, and you'll have success. So I find that this is very hopeful, showing how much food that I have accumulated in a very small time frame, and that I've been eating fairly well. Again, minus the breakfasts and the poor planning this week. That has nothing to do with grocery prices, but simply to do with me not planning appropriately. So plan your weeks out. Thanks so much for watching, and check out what I was able to eat this week and what we've got left over. These are my most recent fast fuel coupons. So this one here, I got $65 worth of gas, which gave me $2.95 in a fast fuel coupon. And this one here, $2.75. Someone left it behind. They didn't want it free. This one here, 22 cents. That was $5 worth of gas. $1.77. Someone left that behind. That one was free. So I am going to see what I can get awesome at Sobeys with these fast fuel coupons. So we're like at almost $8. Woo! I had a lot of uncertainty with my choices this week. I changed my mind several different times on several different items. I did go through the flyers. I was hoping to get some meat. There was things I was looking for in particular. I did go back to a couple stores before the sales were over from last week so that I could pick up a few things that I wanted. Check out what we were able to get. I had shared with you all that I had 4 fast fuel coupons that I was looking to redeem. I did redeem them. I got some awesome stuff, and I paid $2.49 over and above the fast fuel coupons. And I got the milk, lactose-free, 2%, and it is 1 liter. I got the Gailey lactose-free sour cream. That was on sale for $3. And they're tricky now. It's not a full 500. It is only 450 milliliters. And I got these chicken sausages. I've never had chicken sausages before. They were $6.49, and then with the $3 off tag, that brought them down to $3.49. It is 500 grams, so I thought that was a good deal. I was looking for regular sausages, and they actually had regular sausages. They had a markdown tag on them. But I noticed that the edge was broken. So I went to the meat counter just to ask to make sure that that was still okay. And they actually took them away from me and said that they weren't safe and that they couldn't sell them. So I got these. So I thought for $2.49, those were a steal. I also got this lean ground veal. This was on as an in-store special at my local Sobeys, and it's 454 grams. So a pound of meat. I actually feel like maybe I should go back and see if they still have some left and grab another pack for next week. I find ground meat, so it doesn't matter to me whether it's ground veal, ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken. I just find it really very usable in a variety of different ways. I always like to have it on hand. So maybe that's something that I'll need to look into. I also redeemed some rain checks that I had, and I got these compliments flakes of ham for $1, and the corn was on for 99 cents. Those were all my purchases at Sobeys this week. I also bought this package of gluten-free cookies from Shoppers Drug Mart. It was in a discount bin. I'm not sure how the gluten-free cookies are going to taste. Maybe they'll taste like cardboard, but I'm excited to have a little bit of a treat. So that was a great buy. And then these were on sale, these crackers, and you may think like, woo, 4 boxes of crackers, that's a lot out of the budget. But these were on at No Frills. It was like an in-store special where my parents live, and they were on for 50 cents a box. And I saw it posted online, and I asked my mom if she was going in near there, if she would pick me up a couple boxes, and she did. And so those crackers totaled $2 for all 4 boxes. I also shopped at Giant Tiger. I got the D'Italiano buns, and those were $2.29 in the flyer. And I also got this vanilla. It's 250 milliliters, and it was a member-only special. So it was regular $3.97, I think sale $3.97, and then member only were $1.97. So I thought that was fantastic and good for me to have in my pantry. And I went back before the sale on the pasta was finished, and I got another pack of fusilli and some macaroni, and those were on sale for 77 cents each. I also shopped at Superstore. This was a flash food item. This big bag of romaine lettuce was 25 cents, and I think it's 2 pounds of romaine. I thought that was an outstanding buy. I'm definitely going to be able to use that in all kinds of stuff. Lots of salads in my future. I also got this steak. It was 50% off, so $4.71. Brought it down to $2.35. And with the buns, I am hoping to have some kind of cheesesteak. That would be awesome. And then this was a total surprise to me. These are wings, and they always sell these wings in these packages for $11. But if you see the price tag on these, $4.34, they had a huge bunch of them in the bins, and I was really excited. To me, wings are kind of a luxury. It's not an item that makes a whole bunch of meals. It's kind of a thing on its own. You can see that I put the wings and the steak right in the freezer, because when you're buying something that's a really good discount like that, normally they want you to use it up right away. I am a little disheartened that I never thought to separate the wings. Obviously, there's no way I'm going to be able to eat that many wings in one sitting. What would have been much smarter of me would have been to split the package in 2. Oh well, there's always next time. I also shopped at Avery's. I bought some loose onions, and I paid 83 cents for the onions, and I bought a couple loose mushrooms to go with the leftover mushrooms that I have, and I paid 62 cents for those mushrooms. And that brought my grand total for the week to $25.41. I think that this quantity of food, including some snacks, including wings, including a little piece of steak, I think that's absolutely amazing for that price. And then one of my coworkers brought in these items and she gifted them to me. This is a spaghetti squash and this is Swiss chard. I probably won't get the chance to use the Swiss chard up right away, but she'd said that it freezes very well. So I'm going to cut it up and freeze it, and that would be good for a few smoothies in my future. And this actually worked out really well. I bought some little seedlings of spaghetti squash, and they were growing pretty well at the beginning of the summer, and then they just died. So we never actually got any in our garden. I've never had them before, so I'm curious to see what I can make out of that. This is our most recent harvest from the garden. We have some tomatoes and we have started bringing them inside now. We are getting worried about frost. Green beans, yellow beans, we have 3 butternut squash, we have some eggplant, more peppers, jalapenos. These ones here are the really hot Hungarian peppers down in here. We have lots of cucumbers and we have some potatoes, and we'll be digging up more potatoes. So this was a pretty good haul. Making more smoothies. This one has in it the Swiss chard, half a banana, yogurt, water, and milk. This is going to be a simple potato hash. It's coming along nicely. This turned out fantastic. It smells great. I'm extremely excited to eat this. Yogurt for breakfast. I am at work, and guess what happened today? I left the house and forgot my lunch. So now I got to figure out something for lunch or just go without until I get home, but I don't want to do that. I'm a hoarder of everything. So that is points, that is freebies. I am going to check my McDonald's app and see if I have any points that I can redeem for my lunch. Okay, I'm at McDonald's. I've already placed my order and I actually had quite a lot of points. I ordered a McDouble and that was totally free. And I actually had enough also to order a fry. But what I discovered is you can only redeem points for one thing on your order. So I couldn't, even though I had enough points, I couldn't redeem for the McDouble and the fries. I'm sure I could have done it in 2 separate orders and parked and had them bring it to my mobile place, but I guess that just made my decision for me. I'll save those other points. The McDouble will be fine. Will definitely fill my belly, and I always have water, so that's great, and more points for another emergency time if I forget my lunch. It is Tuesday. I'm having tacos again. This time I'm using a little bit more meat than I did last time and no rice. I'm using maybe not quite a half of a pound of the lean ground veal, and I have my shells in the oven heating up. Because I have lots of romaine lettuce, I just loaded these tacos up with romaine. I still can't believe I got that package for 25 cents. That is probably the best flash food buy that I've ever gotten. It was 2 pounds of cut romaine lettuce. Also on these, I have sour cream. Let's see here, sour cream. So my lactose-free sour cream, a little bit of cheese. I am still being very miserly with the cheese, and salsa. Taco salad for lunch. Very exciting. And I'm going to put cheese in the empty little container. This turned out a whole lot better than what I was planning for. I made a big pot of meat sauce. I used just over a half a pound of the lean ground veal. I used some of my mushrooms, green peppers, onions, and fresh tomatoes, as well as stewed tomatoes that had been pureed into a sauce. I used almost all the basil that I had dried, and I'm going to say half of the oregano. I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm going to get tons of meals out of it. Spaghetti noodles. I cut up a bunch of the Swiss chard, and I just cut it with kitchen shears and stirred it in with that, and now I am going to top it with my sauce. How good does that look? Incredibly enticing and exciting. 2 little gluten-free cookies. Spaghetti with a side garden salad. Spaghetti and sliced cucumbers for lunch. Supper tonight is wings in the air fryer. I made half the package of wings and put the other half back in the freezer for another meal. Very exciting. I'm going to do something a little different with my smoothie today. I still have some apples left from when I first was given them in week 1. So instead of a banana, I'm going to use apple as the base. When I was at McDonald's, I asked for some peanut butter cups and they gave them to me. So I have these 2 bits of peanut butter that I'm going to put in. And this is some leftover kale from the garden. And we're going to see what this tastes like. I'll give you feedback. I didn't actually use any milk in this one. So this one was just water, a spoonful of yogurt, the apples and the peanut butter and the kale. I was questioning my choices. That seems kind of questionable, but some people eat apple slices with peanut butter. Anyways, it was actually really quite tasty and a nice change. Supper tonight is taco salad. The absolute end of the taco mix. There was only maybe like 2 spoonfuls left. But there was lots of lettuce and I have lots of salsa. So that worked out really good. I'm excited to try it. Here we are at the end of week 3, and you can see that I've accumulated tons of groceries. What you don't see on the counter, and I'm not bringing everything out, is all of the produce that we have from the garden. It's just too much. I don't have tons of space here. So just remember that I have things like tomatoes and peppers and jalapenos and cucumbers and zucchini, potatoes, all from the garden. So this is what we have left with 3 weeks worth of accumulation. I've been eating and accumulating the pantry on only $25 a week, plus anything that I can accumulate through coupons, whether they're fast fuel coupons or store redemption. And I actually haven't had any store redemptions yet in week 1, 2, and 3. So maybe that's something that I can really focus on for week 4. That would be exciting. Minimum store redemption for the PC Optimum program is $10, and I definitely have that much that I can redeem. So that would give me a little boost. I haven't even opened any of the crackers. I have opened the tortilla chips, There's probably a third of the package left in there. Still have 5 eggs. I didn't use any last week. That whole that container there on the bottom, that is filled with leftover pasta sauce. So I need to make a decision of what I am going to do with that. I feel like maybe I need to take a little bit of a break from pasta. I did eat quite a bit of it this week. And sometimes I don't feel the best after I eat tons and tons of pasta. So maybe I should freeze that in some packs. Maybe like this. This is still a little lunch for work. It is hamburger soup. So maybe I could do that with some pasta and have those pre-ready to go. That's an idea. One of the bags of fusilli is open, and I used a handful of it when I made the chicken soup in week 2. Spaghetti is pretty much all gone. Under the spaghetti, that is rice, and I still have quite a bit left. I have an unopened pack of macaroni, an unopened pack of fusilli. I never even touched the buns this week, so that's probably something that I should really focus on at the beginning of week 4 to make sure that they're still fresh. I have oatmeal left and onions left, spices. I still have cheese left. I didn't really make tons this week that I needed cheese for, so I'm just kind of still prolonging that. On the bottom there is my lactose-free sour cream. I have margarine. The loose mushrooms that I bought last week, I just added in with the mushrooms that I still had left over in my container. I have some cookies left. I've actually only eaten 2 of those cookies. And for gluten-free cookies, I was a little worried that the taste would be meh. And they were actually just tasted like yummy cookies. So maybe I should have some more snacks. Milk. I have the unopened package of beef broth. I have the mayo. You can see my yogurt is getting down there, and this will be, I bought that last week. So this would be week 2 for the yogurt. So I should really focus on getting that eaten up so that I don't lose it at the beginning of week 4. I haven't opened the sauce yet. I still have the vanilla extract, tuna, ham, and corn. Didn't use any flour this week at all, and brown sugar. So that's all still left. I'm getting into my frozen goods. I have the chicken sausages unopened, the little markdown steak unopened. That is half of the package of the wings. So I ate wings this week. That is chicken left over. This is 3 pork chops, and then here is the ground beef. This is my little bricks of chicken stock or chicken broth. I still have frozen veggies, peas and carrot mix, broccoli and cauliflower. I have frozen yellow beans. These are from the garden. I have 1 banana left, and these were marked down when I bought them, which I think was week 2. So I used 1 in week 2 and 1 in week 3, and I really need to focus in week 4 on getting this used up with smoothies and not losing it. I still haven't processed the Swiss chard, but I did use it in smoothies twice this week, and I find it interesting. I used spinach, and it gave a really nice, vibrant green to the smoothie, and that was my first one in week 2. And then I used kale from the garden, and although it turned it green, it was a paler green. The Swiss chard, man, that was super vibrant green. And I find they taste about the same. Looking forward maybe to doing a little bit different next week. I got the bright idea that maybe I could add some of my strawberry freezer jam into the smoothie. And although, yes, there is some sugar in the freezer jam, that would give me just a little bit of a different flavor, and it's probably going to turn the smoothie pink instead of bright green. I'm working hard at eating this romaine lettuce. That was a crazy buy, getting that for 25 cents. It's not lasting awesome. The package was vacuum sealed when I bought it, and as soon as I opened it up, it has started very quickly turning brown. I don't think that will last much longer into week 4, so I need to make some decisions about what meals I'm using to see if I can at least get a little more out of it before it totally turns. And I still have spinach left. I think this is pretty outstanding considering that over the 3 weeks I only spent $75 cash. Yes, I did redeem some fast fuel coupons for some of my items, but I've also been eating the food and eating quite well. One little point of feedback, I've noticed a huge difference in my mornings. So I didn't pre-prepare breakfasts for week 3 like I did in week 1 and week 2. And I missed a couple breakfasts because I didn't have anything prepared. And at the early shift that I was going to at work, I just didn't get anything done. I also feel that the lunches that I was taking compared to the soup that I mostly took in week 1 and 2 sat really heavy on my stomach after I ate it, and made me feel like a little bit tired in the afternoons. So another reason maybe that I really appreciate having those pre-done soups, and I think I'll look really hard at week 4 about having something pre-prepared that is maybe a little bit lighter on my stomach. So those are my feedbacks. Of the things that I didn't like, it definitely was the Cheetos mac and cheese. I felt it tasted like chemicals last week. And everything else has been pretty good. And again, I was really pleasantly surprised at those cookies there in the back. I'm curious about these chicken sausages, and we will perhaps try those next week. I'm not sure if I'll actually make them as sausages and have them in the sausage buns here, or if maybe I'll thaw them and split the seams and use it as a ground turkey. Flavored ground turkey. Anyways, I did great. We're doing great. This gives hope to anybody that's on a really small budget.